did I get first? Steve Lowry. And again, the ground rules are 3 minutes, and this is your forum to share your thoughts with board members.
Hello, I'm Steve Lowry. I've been an active medical staff member for 23 years, and I've been involved in quality assurance, for most of those years. And I'm here to respond to a letter from Dr. Jim Ye, our president, on July 12, 2010, concerning the disparaging remarks made by our board member, Elliot Gorelick. And just 3 quick points. The first is that I think that everybody in this room that's involved with Alameda Hospital has a fiduciary responsibility to act on and maintaining and improving the quality of Alameda Hospital. And to that end, particularly the board members, if there's specific information that would improve the care, then the medical staff would like to know. There's kind of vague things, general things out there, but if there's specific information about the hospital or individuals, any medical staff, we would certainly like to know. The second point is that in my left hand, I have Study A from the Journal of American Medical Association from July 6, 2011. And it's a group of Harvard physicians that studied small hospitals compared to big hospitals and found that the quality was different between large urban hospitals and small rural hospitals. And I'm not sure what this has to do with Alameda Hospital, but apparently this has been one of the studies I think board member Gorelick used. Okay. Anyway, it's just kind of odd that these again big urban hospitals, well funded, would be wagging fingers at relatively underfunded hospitals, but so be it. In my right hand is Study B. Study B was found in the Journal of American Medical Association from September 2010. And I have the reference in my hand. And again, a group of Harvard physicians found that the quality metrics, again, the quality metrics were not in favor of the rural hospitals. The quality metrics were actually linked to the patient selection, the patient mix. That is due to demographics, underfunding, Medicaid, what have you. That it really wasn't the physicians or the institution's fault. It was the patient selection. Here, it's the institution's fault. No comment about patient selection. So,
3 minutes?
It's only 3 minutes.
Wrap it up.
Okay. So anyway, quite a paradox there. So maybe the answer lies somewhere in between. In conclusion, however, in the editorial to this July 6, 2011 study, nowhere in here does it suggest that the answer to these rural hospitals is closing them. In fact, I quote, "The findings reported should serve as a stimulus to explore strategies on how to improve quality and outcomes for these patients receiving care at these small hospitals." Finally, the report is likely to be disappointing to those committed to rural health care. Although the differences in outcomes may be accounted for by cultural, economic, and other environmental issues, the study should also serve as a challenge to improve health care experienced by rural residents. Again, it brings me back to my start. If there's a specific problem with quality in physicians or anything that's a hospital, please bring it to our attention. Thank you.
Great. Now, sorry, just as a rule of order, so we can't engage in dialogue. Everybody gets 3 minutes, and we can't do the spontaneous show of support or hatred or any of those things as well. So the next card that I received is from Joe Marzuk. And the clock starts when you touch the podium.
Exactly. I won't be as didactic as Dr. Lowry in terms of citing any studies. I'd just like to say that I'm an infectious disease specialist, have been practicing in and attended at all the major hospitals, including several small ones in the entire East Bay, for approximately close to 30 years. That includes Alta Bates, Summit Medical Center, Alameda, San Leandro Hospital, Eden Hospital, and San Ramon Regional Medical Center.
And Highland.
And Highland. I have attended Highland, did my training at UCSF, etc. But many, or approximately 2 or 3 of the hospitals are considered small hospitals, such as Eden, San Leandro, and San Ramon. And I would like to say I've worked with the entire medical staffs of all these hospitals and medical staffs of all ranges. The medical staffs at Alameda Hospital are, number one, superb. The quality of care that the medical staff gives is superlative, if not better than many of the other hospitals that I've attended. And likewise in even some of the small hospitals. If I were sick, I would have no compunction about being attended to here, not only because of the quality of the medical staff, but the employees and the atmosphere of and the quality of care of Alameda Hospital. Yes, this is anecdotal, and primarily focused on experience over 30 years. That's all.
Thank you. No, really, I'm serious. Because if you clap, then I lose control of the meeting, and it's just not happy. Not so much that I have control of the meeting, but I like to pretend that I have control of the meeting.
You have a hammer.
I don't. The next card I have is from Valerie Corpus.
Hello, I'm Valerie Corpus, and I'm on my dinner break. I work in the critical care unit here in Alameda Hospital. And I came in response to Dr. Ye's letter, which I read and was very grateful for. I have been a homeowner in Alameda for 29 years and voted in favor of the assessment on the property taxes long before I became an employee here at Alameda Hospital. I come from a long line of professionals and I'm an Alameda native. So I come as a taxpayer saying that I think that Alameda Hospital is extremely worthwhile and well run. I also come as someone who's a nursing professor at the university. I've been at many universities around here, University of San Francisco, Cal State, Samuel Merritt. I'm currently on the faculty at Holy Names University as both in the graduate program and in the undergraduate program. And I'm a critical care nurse certified thereby. And I am very offended by Mr. Gorlick's disparaging remarks about what I see from the nursing perspective, because we've heard from the medical perspective. But from the nursing perspective, I have a lot of respect for my colleagues and know that for many people who work at many different hospitals, the standard of care here is excellent. And the reason why I chose this place and desire to stay here and give it my utmost and my very best is because I always see that the patients come first, which is not always true at the larger institutional hospitals that I've been at. It's not the bottom line money that comes first. It's not the reputation that comes first. But I have always seen consistently that the patient care comes first at Alameda Hospital. And I find Mr. Gorlick's attitude toward disparaging remarks of the hospital very obstructionist to the performance improvement that everyone is engaged with here, as I am also on the Standards Committee and very highly involved in performance improvement, and would like to see only Alameda Hospital made better and better, and it would be a great disservice to me as a resident of Alameda and a taxpayer to to see any degradation in the hospital's existence or in its performance of its current services. Thank you.
Thank you. The next card I have is from Carol Gertis.
I'm Carol Gertis. I'm an OBGYN. I've been a nurse for 20 years, and I've been a physician for 15. I've been at this hospital, Alta Bates. I trained at UCSF. And I have something to say to Mr. Gorslick. Your presence and perspectives grow sour and malignant as it grows old and incapable of making its hatred effective.
Next up I have Raymond Ye.
Hi, I'm Ray. I'm one of the internal medicine doctors here on campus. Actually, our group stepped in here as the hospitalist group here, I don't know, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And I just wanted to address the board to give you an idea of who actually AIM is. It's the hospitalist group that manages the inpatients here. We have a long history also of being at multiple hospitals. We've been at Alta Bates, Summit, Eden, Queen of the Valley, North Bay Hospital, Vacaville Hospital, Highland. Many of us are attendings at Highland and teach the residents and the students. And if you look back, on our history, you'll find that we carry little badges. Now we don't pin them on ourselves, but you can look at our history and look back that we have been celebrated by Socialents and health grades. And when you go to the different hospitals, when you look up North Bay Hospital, for example, when we started the hospitalist program there, their health grades went up from 2s to 3s and 3.5s. And that's also occurred at San Leandro Hospital before all the drama that they have now. Currently we're working with ACMC at John George and at Fairmont, which is a rehab center and a SNF. And you'll see, if you look back about 4 or 5 years back, both those facilities were in the news constantly. They were constantly having major problems. AIM stepped in there, and now ACMC publicly celebrates those two facilities. So what you're really what I'm here to enlighten everybody about is that you do have quality physicians here. We work hard within the means of the facility to move forward. And the real metrics, I understand the metrics of quality indicators and things like that, but the real metrics are patient satisfaction, lower length of stay, and fiscal responsibility. Those are really the larger metrics that we should be looking at. Let me see, is there anything else? That's basically about it. So to kind of just pigeonhole us into some category, which it may appear to you that we don't have a life outside of here and this is all we do, is not true. We are at other facilities. We interact with much larger medical staffs than this. We interact with much larger budgets than this. We sit down at meetings and have sat in similar positions as vice president and presidents of medical staff. So that's what I'd like to say.
Thank you. We have on this same item, a letter actually from members of the medical staff who are not here, and we all have copies of this. For purposes, Dr. Ye, do you want to read this?
Yeah, I think they wanted a voice. It's primarily from the emergency physicians group. California Emergency Physicians who manages our emergency department. And I'll just go ahead and read this. Dear Dr. Batani and members of the Healthcare District Board.
I'm sorry, just that would be director. I am not
Director,
a physician.
It has come to the attention of the medical staff that Director Gorelick, an elected representative serving the citizens of Alameda in the capacity of the Healthcare District Board, publicly denigrated the services provided by the physicians serving Alameda Hospital, referring to our care as substandard. Mr. Gorelick apparently cited vague references study and dismissed, removed those that, by Dr. Ye, that our statistics were comparable to other similarly sized facilities. The implication both stated and implied is that the physicians who provide care to this community operate in a vacuum, unaware or negligent of standards of care prevalent in the community at large. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Emergency Care Center is staffed completely by board-certified, residency-trained emergency medicine physicians. Many of us have served the community for over 10 years, and we proudly cite our records of patient satisfaction and patient-centered care. We consistently offer the lowest wait times of any facility in the Bay Area, and many of our patients travel from other communities for our services. Though we may not have some of the amenities of the larger nearby facilities, the care we have provided is comparable to any care provided at any other smaller community facility in California, and our statistics on mortality and morbidity are equivalent. Further, most of us work at other facilities, serving the capacity of attending at teaching institutions and larger tertiary care facilities. But perhaps what is more troubling is why a member of the board elected to help sustain and manage Alameda Hospital would want to go on record as while aligning other professionals who are dedicated to serving the patients of this community. This is done with no effort to actually look at any data or ask anyone for any records or actually factually compare any information. This offhanded remark strikes us as not only imprudent and mean-spirited, but more importantly, appears to be in direct conflict with his elected purpose. His job is to oversee the fiscal management of this hospital and to assist the hospital bringing support and business to its facility. Certainly, provoking physicians and denigrating care will do nothing to help the public image, even if the information is erratic and inaccurate. While Mr. Borellic is of course entitled to his opinion in private, his capacity as a board member is public, and are his remarks while in session. If Mr. Borellic is so frustrated with this facility that he is using his elected position for his own agenda while undermining the health of our hospital, then he is doing his community a great disservice. He was elected to help oversee the hospital, not tear it apart. Mr. Borellic posts himself as a professional. Perhaps he should act like one. This is signed sincerely Suzanne Johnson, Myung Young Tam, Lee Johnson, Eric Otani, Thomas Sugarman, William Kammer,